Hi everybody, welcome to day 84 of the 90 Day Share. For those of you who don't know, my name's Dr. Brooklyn Storm and I'm the Director and the Principal Psychologist here at Cerebellum Consulting. And today I'm joined by Nindi. Hi Nindi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And I can see we've been joined today by my sister Sasha. Hey
Hi,
Sasha,
Sasha.
how you going? So I thought I would introduce you to Nindi. Nindi's been working with us for a few months now, and she's one of our intern psychologists here at the practice. And I thought it might be fun to introduce her so you get to know a little bit about who she is and her background and the types of things she can help you with, and also get to know her a little bit too, because she's actually really interesting. She's from the Netherlands.
Got she.
So, Nindi, tell us a little bit about how long have you been studying psychology for?
So I started studying psychology in 2011, although I actually did a lot of volunteer work within psychology earlier on, which was really interesting and probably motivated me to start studying it as well. So yeah, I studied the Bachelor of Psychology and then did my Master's in Developmental Psychology in the Netherlands because I'm really interested in developmental stages and childhood to adulthood to older adulthood and really interested in all the challenges people face in different life stages.
So how did you get interested in psychology in the first place?
Well, I think I've always been a pretty curious person, loved reading stories and was always very interested in why the characters I was reading about did what they did. But I've also seen a lot of situations in my life where I'm wondering if a psychologist or some kind of professional service had been able to intervene just that little bit earlier, I think someone's life could have been a lot better. So I think it's a bit of a combination of wanting to know why people act the way they do, but also wanting to help when people, get in trouble.
Yeah, I agree with you totally about early intervention being really important in terms of helping somebody manage whatever might be going on for them so that symptoms don't develop into something else down the track. That's really important, I think, especially in children.
Yeah, especially with children, because, with the brain development, there's so much happens in childhood and adolescence. And if we can be in there just a little bit earlier, we can really help children be less anxious, which is going to affect them in a beneficial way for the rest of their life. And it's much harder to do when someone's already an adult and has still already developed certain patterns of behaving and thinking.
So is there any particular group that you like to work with, or any type of presenting problem that you're really passionate about working with?
I think the main thing I really like working with is any type of family dynamics. Within my previous studies in psychology, I've worked a lot in interactions, be it with teachers, parents, kids in schools or at home. So I really like to see what goes on in that dynamic and how you can improve someone by, improving a certain interaction.
I think that's really important too, because a lot of the time when we work with children, we have to be very mindful that in order to get the best gains from counselling or psychology interventions, we really need to be able to get the support of the broader family as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of children, everyone grows up in a context, and even us adults, we are all influenced by our environment. So if a client comes in and they're having some anxiety, but perhaps they also have a really bad relationship that's affecting them continuously, you can work on that anxiety, but if the relationship is a core part of the problem, you're not really going to be helping the client very much. They're just going to be giving them some coping skills, but the situation would still be the same. So I think working with those situations and trying to get into interactions is really interesting work and possibly really worthwhile.
What do you think are some of the barriers to broader sort of families getting involved?
Well, some of the barriers are, sometimes family members don't want to be involved or don't have the resources to be involved. So I think often, you do end up working with just a small component of a larger family context, and you try to give them the skills they need and possibly indirectly try to influence the family as well. But there can certainly be challenges, especially when a lot of family members maybe have different perspectives or maybe there's some conflict. So that can definitely make these situations very difficult.
Yeah, true. And I think it's wonderful that, not only children can access supports through a mental health care plan, but so can parents. And you don't need to be diagnosed with anything if you're a mum or dad. You can access parent support on a mental health care plan by asking your doctor to write parent support on it. And what that will do is it'll allow us to also work with you. And this is something that we want to try and do. We're trying our best to be a family focused allied health practice down here on the peninsula, because one of the problems I think being down here is that a lot of the time when people go to the doctors, it's because they're sick. It's not because they're wanting information on staying well or being healthy and things like that. And they often go to the first bulk billing doctor that they can get in to see. So it's around efficiency and getting quick responses to things. But what we would like to be able to do is try and I guess encourage a sense of health promotion, like working on wellness for the whole family. Yeah. What's one of the highlights been of your study or of your time in counselling? Or
I think one of the highlights was when I worked in the Netherlands at a special needs school with kids with behavioural problems and psychiatric disorders, because there were a lot of kids with very intense behavioural issues, like diagnosed with conduct disorder as well. And there would be drugs issues sometimes as well. But I think the main thing that I really loved about that work is that you could really see beyond the children's behavior, because a lot of them come from very complex family backgrounds. There was trauma involved, and we really had to work with the teachers, with the parents, with a lot of third parties as well, so a lot of really multidisciplinary work, as we call it, to really get everyone involved and get the best results for those kids. And often for a lot of those kids, unfortunately not everyone, but a lot of them, we really did manage to, get them engaged in a schooling program, get them to have a view of the future, where often these children had no idea about the future. They had hardly any family relationships. They were just going from care place to care place. And then to give them the opportunity and get them excited about tertiary education, that was pretty special.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Okay. So how long have you been in Australia for?
I think almost 2 years now.
Okay. And tell us what's been some of your favourite things about being in Australia?
The animals.
Animals.
I love koalas. I love kangaroos. Just the platypus. I recently saw a platypus, which was very
Did you?
good. Yes.
I don't even think I've seen a platypus. So you've been to the zoos and things like that. Have you eaten Vegemite yet?
I've tried. I'm sorry, Aussie, I don't like it.
That's okay. And are there any other things that you enjoy about Australia, or how does Australia maybe compare to the Netherlands?
It's very different. I think the main thing is it's more conservative here. The Netherlands,
Is it?
It's much more conservative here. In the Netherlands, it's much more open, and in the Netherlands, we do have a bit of a reputation for being quite direct.
Okay.
And I find Aussies really skirt around issues a lot, which can be a bit exhausting. But I'm trying my best to manage and to be just as indirect as you Aussies. So.
Are you saying we're a little bit uptight, and over in the Netherlands everybody's a little bit more relaxed?
Kind of, but
Okay.
The Netherlands does have its downsides, because I will admit some Dutchies can be really, really rude.
Oh, really?
Yes. And you don't have that as often here, which it all has its ups and downs.
Okay. So, of course, Nindy speaks Dutch, and so she does work with some of our clients, and she does conduct sessions in Dutch when she needs to as well. So if you're wanting to connect with Nindy, of course you can give her a call anytime on 87652434, or you can book in an appointment through our website. So Nindy works at our Frankston office, but tomorrow she's coming along with me to the school that we work at in Mornington, and we're super excited for her to meet some of the kids there and to give them some help. So that's going to be amazing. But if you have any questions, of course, as usual, guys, you can just pop them in the comments box, and Nindy or I will get back to you today. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody who did. I saw at one point we had 5 or 6 people with us, which was just lovely. Next time maybe say hi so that we can say good day to you too. And yeah, if there's nothing else, if there's no more questions, maybe we'll wrap it up there. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, not really. Just always welcome to give me a call, and if anyone wants to have a chat about any parent support or anything.
which actually Nindy's going to be running a sort of information session on Monday, November the 13th here at Frankston. So tickets are available on our Facebook page, so you can just jump over to there and have a look. We're giving away a whole bunch of free tickets as well, so if you're quick you might be able to secure one of those, which would be awesome. It's Nindy. She's going to be there talking about children and children's funding options for this year of 2018. And talking about perhaps some hidden funding options that you hadn't thought of before or perhaps might not be aware of. Lucy, who you met last week, our paediatric dietitian, she's going to be joining, and she'll be answering any questions you guys have around how do you get your children linked in with her, what's the referral process, what can she help with. And also Shoshana will be there. Now Shoshana is our behaviourist, and she'll be there to answer your questions about Lego therapy, about social skills training for the little ones, about how we access that in schools, and even more. So we look forward to catching you then. In the meantime, hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining us for day 84 of the 90 Day Share, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.